With her shovel in hand, she roams the universe, exploring every land, no map, no reverse. Oh, Digger 420, curious Canuck. Answers on your mind, never getting stuck. Riding waves of stars through the cosmic sea, finding who we are in the galaxy. She's got questions to ask and a fire that won't die, unraveling each task under the sky. Oh, Digger 420, curious Canuck. Answers on your mind, never getting stuck. Riding waves of stars through the cosmic sea, finding who we are in the galaxy. She's got questions to ask and a fire that won't die, unraveling each task under the sky. Oh, Digger 420, curious Canuck. Answers on your mind, never getting stuck.
Because,
Hello. How is everyone? Wow, this it's a short amount of time between my reading stream and this stream. It's an even shorter amount of time between the end of Johnny's Just Kidding LLC stream and this stream. Hello, Wild. Hello, MJ. How you guys doing? Yeah, so it's an even less time now. I thought I had everything under control. I had everything going. I was chatting on Discord with one friend, and then I was in voice chat watching someone else play video games and talking to them. Life was grand. Everything was ready. All I had to do was drop links an hour before the show to remind everyone that it's going to go on in an hour. super duper easy. I feed the girls. Next thing you know, Boo is attempting to make her record and puke on every single rug that I have in the house. There are 7 that she has the ability to puke on at any given time. She managed to tag 5 of the 7, which was lovely. So suddenly I'm running off and cleaning up piles of cat food, because of course she just ate, which is probably why she got sick. She had a fur ball and she ate so fast that it just, forced it, which was not fun. So I've been on my hands and knees scrubbing cat puke out of all the carpets. That was how I ended the rest of the time I'm supposed to take a rest between streams. But anyways, I'm here. It's clean. I gave her a little bit of food so that she's not actually starving. She won't bother us over much. And yeah, now it's time we can chat. What started as my morning say hello to the chat before we read stream turned into just we chat stream. We never got around to the we reading part. So yeah, I just figured I'd call it early. Wild, I see your hammy inches. I know. I'm watching it so much. The girls are loving it. All the big flappies in the nest. But yeah. So either way, we ended up having a pre let's chat stream this morning instead of my reading. All went well. Now we're here. And like I said, she ate just enough. I gave her enough extra so that she's not going to be, actually starving. Although now they've both got the zoomies because they just ate, right? So let me do this quickly. Hello, MJ. Hello, Wild. Wild with the Trump flossing. Hello, Sandy Squatch. How you doing? You know better. That this is the sickie. This is the one. If she didn't eat so fast, it would be fine. There we go. Wild, there you are, saying Hammy or Jizz, not sure which, had a 3-second hover today, getting ready to fly. I know, I've been watching them, so have the girls. Like I said, the flapping is really, really interesting, especially for Sweets. She in particular loves this time, but then she's always enjoyed TV, cat TV more than Boo has, anyways. But yeah, it's coming to be time. I'm starting to think Hammy and Jizz. I think Jizz is the girl. I think I don't know what names they've given. I don't really care. I like the names Hammy and Jizz. Jizz was the first one born. Hammy came second. I remember that, but I thought the firstborn was a male and the secondborn was a female. I'm starting to think I was confused. I think it's actually the other way around. I think Jizz is female and Hammy is male, I think. But oops, they're eagles, they'll never know. Nor will they care. But yeah, if you guys haven't, it should be really quick and easy for me to find. If you're into a live wildlife cams and that sort of thing, like Valhalla Awaits has the goat cam and the baby goat cam. It's just awesome. I'm been trading off on I've been trading off because I know that Hammy and Jizz are not going to be around for all that much longer. I have to find something else for the girls to watch on TV, right? So I've gone over to Valhalla Awaits, and his goat cam seems like it'll do the trick. It will fill that hole, that void when these two learn how to fly. But if you like wildlife live cams, there you go. We've been watching these guys for a while. Friends and family of Big Bear. There we go. Friends of Big Bear Valley. We've been watching it for a while now. You are okay. Good. Making sure of that. They're so much fun. They really are so much fun. And then I will, because I mentioned him too. If I can find the screen, where did I put it? There it is. Because the babies won't be there forever. It looks like Val's having some techie difficulties at the moment, but if I full screen, it will let me share. Normally, this here is Val. Close that now, close that, minimize that. I don't want my computer to throw a hissy fit. Val has got goat. He's got all sorts of animals, but Valhalla Awaits also has goats, and there's baby goats, and there's a goat cam. And the girls have been enjoying the baby goats too. Hello, JKD Buck. How you doing? Wild saying the female is slightly larger. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe Jizz is the female and Hammy is the male, accidentally. Maybe. Either which way, they're so getting ready to fly. They're awesome. And Valhalla Awaits. This is his YouTube channel. And this will get you the goat cam. Although that being said, like I said, it looked like perhaps he might be having technical difficulties because he was on camera in his office. So and put it over in the Rumble so you guys can get it there too. Yay. And oh no, because I don't have it open. Oh well, let's just get on with the show anyways for now. So yes, I didn't miss anyone else. JKD Buck, good to see you. Yeah, I'm sorry, JK. We were having a good chat and then suddenly booze puking all over, and I had to clean it all up. And yeah, the PC just went to sleep and didn't mean to just disappear on you. Oh my goodness. And let's do this too. Feel free if you'd like to buy me a coffee. I appreciate it. Also, Rumble Rants are a thing if you'd like. And I'd appreciate it all very much. Every little bit now goes to the trip I have planned. The cats got their cat stand. So that was the first goal on the Buy Me a Coffee. So the next goal is all the money is going towards the trip that I am taking into the States by train. Because yeah, I won't fly. So if you've got an extra couple bucks, or you're feeling friendly, generous, feel free, and I appreciate it all. Tookus Milker I see. I even put it off because I knew it's going to mess it up. My tongue's not working. Tookus Milker McMatheson. Nice to meet you. I am a ginger. Ginger flammer. Do you mean flamer? I'm not gay, so I'm not actually a flamer, but I think that's what you meant. Miss JKD Buck is watching SkyMed season 2, praying for the meteor to strike out the planet. The show is so bad. It's set in Canada, eh? SkyMed. Okay. Interesting. Kinkmaster Jefferson. Oh, are we gonna play this gay? I'm too gay. Am I gay or not? I'm too gay. No, I'm not gay. I'm rather straight. Although I cracked wise about most Canadians having to claim that they're bisexual nowadays, just so that the government doesn't come down on them, because everyone needs a victimhood these days in Canada. I've not heard about SkyMed, the show. I don't actually have. No. Yep, that's the one. I don't pay for TV. I don't have the extra money to be paying for like Netflix and Amazon Prime and all this stuff. So if it's on somewhere for free, I get to watch it. Which means right now I'm watching an old Canadian show from the early 2000s called Flashpoint. It's based in Toronto. It's their version of a SWAT team. And it's pretty fun. It's nice. Cat lady totally gay. Well, okay, maybe a little bit. Wolf blanket. Actually, the wolf blanket was a gift from an ex-boyfriend. So riddle me that one. Kinkmaster Jefferson. But yeah, Flashpoint's actually kind of interesting. I'm enjoying it. It's one of those, formulaic, what's going to happen, but it's good enough for the background noise for me. As far as hoping the asteroid will hit the meteor strike, apparently, allegedly, the scary asteroid is slated to hit the world somewhere 2029. So that means you've still got a few years of putting up with really crap TV. But you've only got a few years more putting up with crap TV. And then it'll all be over and we'll be good. Pluto TV is free. Okay. Good to know. Pluto TV. I use Tubi a lot. I really like Tubi. It got me with all the old Canadian TV shows that I watched and were filmed in Vancouver in the time that I was a kid and growing up and hanging out in Vancouver. Da Vinci's Inquest. I just finished watching all of that. And then the spin-off Da Vinci, where he was the mayor. There was only one season, but I watched that. All filmed in Vancouver. Beautiful places, all places that I have been to many, many times. And it's nice to watch shows from back in the day when Vancouver was still a beautiful town and city to visit, before the NDP had their way with BC for the last 20 years. Vancouver was a beautiful town. Split TV is an app linked to Paramount. Okay. It has commercials. Okay. And Paramount, I think, has some, was it Paramount or Peacock? One of them shows The Housewives. And I have to admit, I miss seeing the housewives. Oh, Eileen, your comments are disappearing. YouTube is asshole, right? Now, I wonder, they've got this new beta thing on StreamYard. So we're going to click it. Will appear on screen during your stream. Okay. Allegedly now, comments from viewers will appear on screen during the stream. So allegedly now your comment should come up on, yep, there you are. You wanted to wrench people. Oh, like honk, right? So it works. But you know what, Eileen? Nothing is asking me to approve or disapprove any comments. YouTube is doing it. Yeah. It looks like with StreamYard putting it directly on screen, it doesn't matter what YouTube does, your message will still come up anyways, which is cool. That's one of the things I wanted to have with the comments showing up on stream or on screen. It's one of the things that I really wanted, and why I was looking to move elsewhere was because I couldn't do exactly this. But yeah, there we go. Oh, beta like Hank. Okay, now I could read it better. I can see. Hi, Fill Some Holes. How you doing? But yeah, there you go, Island. So StreamYard gets the comments even though YouTube erases them. I don't know why or how, but they managed to catch it beforehand. So as long as trolls don't go stupid, I'll just leave that on because that was something I wanted to see if I could do anyways. So yay. If trolls decide to come and play silly buggers, I can just flip the switch and take it off again, which is lovely. But especially on these chatting with chat streams, when I'm talking to you guys, it would be nice if I could put these up. The Rumble comments also, just throwing it out there because on the show that I'm a co-host on, Rumble's chat does not show up on the screen. Now yours will here. So just be duly noted, it's not free reign. It's not free reign on the Rumble chat anymore. But we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens, because this is actually the only reason I was looking elsewhere than StreamYard was because I really wanted to have all the chats on screen so that you guys in YouTube could see and talk to the Rumble folks and vice versa. So there you go. Fill some holes. I'm puking sick today. Oh, I'm so sorry. That really sucks. I hate being pukey sick. Oh. Ginger ale and saltines. That's what my mom always gave me. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear you're sick. That sucks. Wild says there's a YouTube chat feature that holds comments to show or hide. I'm a moderator on a channel where I have that turned on. Yeah, I've seen that. I have that option because I'm a mod, but it doesn't necessarily, because I've watched those show or hide moderator actions. I've kept an eye on those before, but that doesn't necessarily mean I get notified for everything, which is weird. Maybe they've fixed it since. That was when it first came to be a thing. Oh, no, I don't want to. I just clicked on no, I don't. I really, really don't want to do that. I just clicked on the page. There. Thank you. Oh, that's the problem. My fingers, like I've got the shakes, sometimes worse, sometimes not. It's something my brother and I both got from my mom. But I tend to occasionally double click on things I really didn't want to click on at all. And the whole computer just starts opening things I didn't want to see. Yeah, JK is saying I've seen zero show hide things in this chat yet. Yeah, I know a while back when that was a new thing. I know that Bobby was getting the show hide questioning, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I don't know. They're doing all sorts of stuff. It looks like they've got the XP points now. I want to know how that XP thing works with the crown, the purple crown. in YouTube. That's a brand new thing today. It looks like they're trying to add as many features as they can to tick all the boxes, which is fine with me. If YouTube wants to be, um, the platform, they can go ahead and be the platform. I don't know what the XP is for though right now, so that's what's bugging me. I would really like to know how it works. We were having fun with that in another chat. People were oh look, yeah, I don't have that. Maybe the XP is a thing only for if you're monetized. Yeah, because I don't have the purple crown ability. So that's got to be a monetized channel thing. Oh well. Hello, No Fox. How you doing? Yeah, we're just hanging out and chitty chatting today. Um, Here, let's see moderation activity. I'll turn that on. Yeah. Oh, I see. It'll be no, I don't want to turn that on then. 'Cause I don't necessarily want to see it myself. I don't care. So I guess it's if you're a mod, you can turn it on and see what's going on. AP, you leave me alone with the earwigs. Damn you to hell. We got sidetracked. We did 0 reading on the reading stream. We shot the shit. We chitty chatted, had a grand old time talking about measurement systems and which is the better. And then we went into spiders and bugs and AP, the bugger, ba-dum-dum, pun fully intended. He taught me that the earwig, the only insect in the world that really bothers me, he taught me that they actually have wings and they can fly. I did not know that. Never seen them open their wings. Did not need to know that they can fly. I would have been great not knowing that, but thank you, AP. Sent me pictures with the diagram. Really appreciate it. Mm. But yeah, we were talking about bugs and stuff because we were having a discussion. According to the internet, BC may or may not have brown recluse spiders. As far as I know, they're brown recluse. That's what we've always called them. If you get bit by one, you have to go to the hospital right away, or else. So but according to the internet, they don't actually live this far north. So we're finally in that time of year. They're going to start coming out, and I'll take some pictures, and we'll figure out once and for all. I'm pretty sure they're brown recluses. Hello, Fallen. How you doing, bud? So yeah, so that's what we did. We chatted about bugs and stuff. I haven't really gotten a chance to look at actual news stuff today. The last little while when I'm looking at news from oh good, finally news, good news. Oh, okay, that'll work too. That's interesting. There's some news to talk about. My Edmonton Oilers, they are the last Canadian team in the Stanley Cup running. They're doing really, really great. They're kicking butt and taking names, and Dallas Stars will fall, in my opinion. Unfortunately, last game, the Dallas Stars were playing really rough, and they broke our hymen. It's kind of bad news. We love the work our hymen did for us and will do again. So that kind of sucks. We broke our hymen. But on the flip side, it looks like we will be getting defenseman Matthias Ekholm back. He will be back for game 5, which is nice. He's participated in this morning skate this morning, which is really, really nice. And it looks like Corey Perry seems to be the one filling in for Zach Hyman, since he is likely out for the season. That sucks. It was a bad hit. It definitely was a bad hit. So Panthers for the win. No, no, that is not, no, not the Panthers. The only reason you know they fly is you had one fly onto you in a pool. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea they flew, and I did not need to know. But yeah, no, I would love to see the Oilers actually win it. That would be very cool. Let's do another dream team run. We're breaking Gretzky records all over the place, so you know why not? Um, I have to be completely honest. My first hockey team, always going to be number one in my books, is the Vancouver Canucks. You love them, but you hate them. They're really easy to cheer for. You know, they're never ever going to win a cup. They never have. They never will. So it takes the pressure off. You can just sit back and enjoy the hockey. That being said, the only reason I have a love for hockey is because of the Edmonton Oilers and their dream team. It was 84 was their first win, I believe. So I would have been 5 years old, and my brother would have been 3. We'd be sitting in the pitch black living room, all the light coming from the TV, which was showing the hockey game. My dad sitting on the couch, and my little brother and I sitting in his lap watching the Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers. And it was amazing. It really was the dream team. It was the best hockey. Some of the best hockey I think I'll ever see in my entire life being played there. And yeah, it enshrouded in me that love for hockey that I will never lose. So as soon as they made it in, I was cheering for them. And it's been really nice watching a team that actually wants to win. So, you know, that's a bonus, cheering for a team that wants to do good and is willing to put the effort in. Boy, do they work hard on that ice. It's nice to see. JKD Buck, my favorite Canadian is Digger. Oh, thank you. Your second favorite is Michael J. Fox. I know, right? He seems like he's an actual, genuine, decent person. I was very happy. I got to act in the Michael J. Fox Theater out in Abbotsford. We would use it for our concert and play hall. When I went to private school, that's the hall we would rent out. It was lovely. Yes, AP. Yes, Hyman took a pounding. Hyman definitely took a pounding. But we're getting the other one back, Elcom back. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Oh, JKD Buck's talking about the one time he was swimming at night in his aunt's pool and you guys got swooped by the bats. So he went back inside. Yeah, we used to have an outdoor pool that we'd play in late at night. My dad would come out and get my brother and I, and the three of us would get into the above ground pool and it was we'd make the whirlpools. It was our midnight swims and we'd make the whirlpools. It was so much fun. So much fun. Hello, Mr. Q. How you doing? Paul Burr, do you mean Pavel Bure? Pavel Bure is awesome. Paul Burr, do you mean not Roland? Raymond Burr was an actor and he was awesome. Seen quite a few things in the Raymond Burr Theater in New West. That's a lovely theater. Too nice old theater. So yeah, Raymond Burr, yes, and or Pavel Bure if that's who, because we're talking hockey. That's who you meant. Pavel Bure is also awesome. I've got his rookie card from his card from his rookie year with the Canucks. So it's not his actual rookie card. He's played elsewhere beforehand, but I've got his card from the first year that he played with the Canucks. I also won a Pavel Bure game jersey, which he wore in a warm-up before a game, and then he signed. That's like my prized possession. It's worth somewhere between nothing and maybe a couple $100. Maybe thousands and thousands of dollars. Probably not, because he was signing an awful lot of things. So my guess is it's probably not one of the, one of his jerseys, but one of the ones, that he could throw on, wear for his warm up, and then take off, sign, and hand it out. They were not actual like game jerseys. So I learned all that. I don't know which one mine is. I don't know if mine's an actual game jersey or not. And I figured I don't care. I don't need to check, because it's my prized possession, because it's Pavel Bure's jersey. He actually wore it physically on his body at one point, and he signed it. That's good enough for me. If I ever come into money, that's something I'd like to do. I would like to get my jersey framed, but I would like to have it glass panes on either side with like a wood frame. And then I'd like to hang it from the ceiling so it'll slowly rotate. And that way, you don't have to decide which part of the jersey you're going to look at, the autograph or the front with the logo. So, but that's a wish list. That's not a real going to happen anytime soon thing. Now all my money is going towards traveling. I got some people to see, people and places to see. Panthers are Titan killer, though. Going to be hard to take them out. Maybe. Right now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't want to jinx anything. Right now, I'm just excited to see Game 5 with them and the Stars. So I've got a bit of a rivalry with another friend who is a Stars fan. So yeah, it would be nice to see us beat them. I'll take it. Oh, JKD Buck, he's got to change his mind. John Candy is your number 2 favorite Canadian. Michael J. Fox is your number 3. There you go. Don't forget about Norm, though. As soon as I said Norm, I lost his last name. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Norm, he was the Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live. Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald, yes. Holy Hannah. My mind. My mind is just Swiss cheesy. Norm Macdonald is another amazing Canadian. Oh, okay. It was good to see you too, MJ. I will see you in ADL when we get finished here. Have a good one. Panthers are just straight monsters. I'm thinking the Cats 4-2. I'll give Edmonton 2 games. Ooh, really? They're that much better, eh? Well, they're that good. Hello, Peggy. How you doing? I hope your appointment went well. See, it's just enough time between one stream and the other. Yeah, apparently it's the label. Because Pavel Bure was so big and famous. He didn't just a lot of hockey players, they've got like the actual official jerseys that they wear and play in. And then they've got like not knockoff jerseys, but not player jerseys that they can make a raft of and then sign, just sit there and sign a raft of them, and those can be your contest winning things. But apparently he's got apparently he would wear those cheapy ones in the warm-ups. So it might be, it's the same. It looks the same, but you can feel the material is cheaper. I'm guessing more likely than not, it's one of the cheaper ones, honestly, because like I said, he was specifically known for, he was prolifically signing jerseys to be handed out. There's a lot of them out there. But the people that I've talked to have said that it's all in the label, who made the jersey. And I decided at that point, I don't want to look, because it's absolutely priceless to me. And I don't care. So if I find out that it's a cheap one, it takes a little bit of shine off of something that I've prized for like all of my life. I got it it came from the 94, 95 year. The first, was it 94, 95, 93, 94? 1994, when the first time they really made a good run for the playoffs. So either which way, I've had it forever and it's special to me. So I don't want to know if it's, uber expensive or not. Doesn't matter. No, not Rick Moranis, nor McDonald. Although Rick Moranis was very funny too. Mr. Q, Dallas Stars are terrible because they used to be the Minnesota North Stars before we lost our hockey team because we are the stupid state of hockey that didn't have a hockey team for 10 years. Oh, okay. I feel like there's a little bit of ill will or ill feeling still with you. Like perhaps you're still a little bit bitter about that. Hello, Bishop. I don't know why FBI agents are posing as cam whores, demanding pictures of your dick. I don't know why they're doing that, but I'm glad that you found a way to fuck with them. That's awesome. Let us know when you hear the pound, pound, pound on the door. They come to get you. Oh, Mr. Q, that's why I sense the bitterness. They won the goddamn Stanley Cup 2 years after they left Minnesota. I see. Now I understand why there's that bitter taste. See, that's what I was saying. At least with the Canucks, I love my Knuckleheads. They will always be my number one team. Because they're never going to make it. They pull it out their ass last minute. Last minute they managed to get into the Western Conference Finals, but then they choke. It's the same with same with their season. They doing really, really good, and it looks like the season is going to be great. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they start choking, and then they pull it out their ass just in time to make it into the playoffs. But then they choke and they lose early on in the playoff series. They're never ever going to win a Stanley Cup, and the pressure is off because I understand that they're never going to be real winners, per se. But I enjoy watching them play anyways. So yeah. There's none of that bitterness when they lose because I know they're going to lose. I don't get that let down feeling anymore. I know they're going to lose, and it just makes it nice to be able to enjoy the game. Panthers remind you of the Wings in the early 2000s. Oof. Yeah, the Wings were deadly in the 2000s. Yeah. I got to see a Vancouver versus Red Wing game in Vancouver in the early 2000s when they were doing awesome. And it was probably definitely the best seats I've ever had at a hockey game. We were like 4 or 5 rows up from the ground right behind the goaltender. So awesome perspective. I loved it. About 10 minutes or so left in the third period. Someone a row or two behind me decided to pull out the octopus that they like to chuck. The Detroit Red Wings, for some reason, they'd like to chuck octopus onto the ice. I don't know why. It makes no sense. But someone behind me decided that's what they were going to do. So they took their smuggled octopus out from wherever they had stashed it and hidden it to get it in there. And they chucked it, but they didn't get enough height. So instead of going over and going splat on the ice, it went up and then it went splat against the glass. And then it slowly went trickle, slime down. So I got to watch the last 5-10 minutes of the third period through a smear in the glass. Not overly impressed with that bit. But yeah, it's a memory I will never forget. I like the Vancouver Canucks way of just spinning the white towel, and that was a much better, cleaner, more polite way to go about things. SH saying she liked Norm Macdonald. Yeah, I really liked Norm Macdonald too. I I didn't realize just how intelligent and just how good his humor was until after he'd passed. I was I was I was working too hard during that, um late 90s, mid 2000s, or no, mid aughts. I was working really hard. I didn't get to watch a lot of his stuff as he was doing it at the time, but I had started discovering him and doing some research and learning about him. And it was very unfortunate that we lost him because I never had a chance to realize just um, how intelligent and funny this man was until there was no chance for me to ever, go to a show or something. Um, but yeah, he's got those layered jokes, and then he's got the ones that just drag for fucking ever and for fucking ever, and then he finally gives you the punchline, and the punchline is just so benign you can't help but laugh because it's just like, you know, I would not have sat here and listened to anyone else tell me this ridiculous story, except that it's Norm Macdonald, and because it's him, somehow he makes it hilarious. But yeah, the Panthers, you think they look like the Wings from the early 2000s. We shall see. I have not watched them at all, so we shall see. It would be nice to see um, a really good final playoff. I like that idea. I was just telling Bishop that a woman she worked with would send random dick pics whenever guys asked her for nudes. That's a good idea. They asked for nudes. They didn't, they didn't specify whose. I'm very proud to say that the only dick pics I have ever been sent are pics of guys named Dick. Thankfully. It's not an invitation to start sending them. I do not want to see them. I don't need to see or receive dick pics. But I do love the fact that the first dick pic I was ever sent was a pic of Dick Van Dyke. That tickled my funny bone a bit. Oh, Peggy, that's good news. That's very good news. They haven't moved. That's good. I'm assuming you're on meds to help break them down so that hopefully when they do move, they're not going to do anything really bad. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. AP says the official embroidered logos and license patches are different on game sweaters. Okay. Both types are high quality though. Okay. Yeah, the people, like I said, I asked, I've got a fairly large sports memorabilia collection. None of it's really worth much of anything. In the grand scheme of things, it's worth it to me. But I was pricing it out, and I was told, yeah, basically the brand of jersey would tell me if it was an official game sweater or not. That's a great season. And I won the Stanley Cup with the Kunkins. I don't know what Kunkins are. You hate the Dallas Stars. Fair enough. The Wild are a decent team up there in Minnesota. Yeah, our buddy Mighty really likes the Avs. Or no, sorry. He not the Wild, he likes the Avs. Now I can't remember what that really is. Gosh, my brain is like stupid today. Like, particularly stupid, worse than normal. It's just as well I didn't try to actually read anything. I probably wouldn't have been able to recognize any of the words. Ah, yes, Wild. She used to collect matchbooks back in the day, and because I remember that too. Everywhere you went, you could get a matchbook with their logo and advertising their company. She says she got rid of it thinking it was silly. But nowadays matchbooks are so rare, right? Wish you'd kept it. I had a lovely penny collection. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it. And then suddenly they decided that we'd stop using pennies. So now I started a penny collection again, but it's nowhere near the collection I used to have. What's up? Hello, OG. How you doing? Good to see you. Mr. Q saying my favorite team on NHL 93, Super Nintendo. Yeah, the Canucks. Okay, so was it the 93-94 season? Sandy saying like every Minnesota team. Hang in there, Peggy. It's JKD Buck. Mr. Q. I wish I could. The only team I can stand is the Twins because they're the only ones that win anything. Well, see, if you just accept that your team is never going to win anything, it, like I said, it makes it much more enjoyable to watch. You can enjoy the hockey team. The pressure's off. You know they're not going to win, so just sit back and enjoy the game itself. AP is saying, see original six. It's the only teams to root for, minus the Habs, Leafs, Hawks, and Bruins. Just the Wings and Rangers. I don't know. That's starting to sound rather picky choosy. Not the original six at all, but just two specifics. I was lucky enough to have 2 World Series of victories when I was a little kid, but I couldn't stand the Vikings. Now the Vikings, are they not football? Or I'm pretty sure they're football, yeah? Was it Norm Macdonald that invented the SNL Celebrity Jeopardy? I loved that series. My favorite was the dude pretending to be Sean Connery, and he would mispronounce the different categories. My favorite one was anal bum covers. He wanted anal bum covers, please. And on the screen he was talking about, it was actually album covers. So I absolutely loved that series. I'm not surprised that's a Norm Macdonald thing. Oh, I see, AP. That makes sense. The octopus 8 arms signify the original 8 wins needed to win the Stanley Cup. Good to know. I did not know that. Johnny K, good to see you. Coming in to say Dirty Work is the best movie. Yeah, I don't remember watching it, but I feel like I must have seen it at one point or another. So that's another one to put on the list of movies to rewatch now that my brain is empty. Oh, cool, OG. Saying one of my relatives used to play for the Montreal Canadiens. His name was Larry Robinson. My family told me he was good. I don't know, never got into hockey. Larry Robinson. It doesn't ring a bell for me, but if it was far back, and it, Montreal Canadiens, it's got to be a little ways. Yeah, I would have been too young to recognize it. I know I was named after one of the best bruisers that the NHL ever had, named Lanny McDonald. Mine's spelled differently, but gosh darn it, not only was he one of the best bruisers, he was a ginger, and he had the coolest ginger handlebar mustache, like the coolest. So yeah, it's nice to be the namesake of someone like that. The Moth and the Podiatrist. I missed that. Oh, I got to go back. What did I don't know what you're talking about. The Moth and the Podiatrist. I'm sorry. I should. I'm sure I will remember when you remind me, but I don't know what you're talking about there, SH. Oh, AP, you were talking about Rick Moranis being a favorite Canadian as well. Yeah. And Oh gosh, there were so many. Um, SCTV was a brilliant comedy show before Saturday Night Live was a thing. SCTV was, and it was a Canadian. That's where Bob and Doug McKenzie showed up. That's where they came from. What if they asked if the dick pic was of hers with a wink? Would that change her view of him? I don't know. I don't know. I think that would weird me out more. I think that would cause me to block the guy. Piggy's saying she's been on blood thinners for 4 months. Oh shit. So they should be cleared out by now. We would have hoped, eh? Well, that sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Peggy. Like I said, I mean, it's good news. It's not in the heart and lungs, right? So that's good news. But yeah, would have liked to have seen them shrink by now, I guess. Hello, MSO. How you doing? Oh, Mr. Q saying, Johnny K, no, the best movie is Natural Born Killers. The director's cut because it's a good love story. So is True Romance. If we want to talk about good love stories, True Romance is probably my favorite love story, movie love story. Anyways, oh, there you go. Yeah, to be fair, that would get them blocked. That's what I figured. They get them blocked. MJ moved, ADL moved back 30 minutes. Okay. Thank you, Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche. I was totally blanking on what Av was short for. Blah. Thank you. Yes, Mighty is a Colorado Avalanche fan now. And the Avs were spanked by the Stars. So yeah, we're really hoping now that my Oilers can spank them back, spank the Stars back. Yeah, the Avalanche from somewhere. Well, it is Colorado, so I guess Avalanche makes sense, AP, that's strong words. The Avalanche can jump out of a plane with no chute. Well, there, okay. Uh-oh. JKD Buck. An angel asked God what he was doing. Making Canadians, the Lord said. Aw, they're so nice, said the angel. Oh, yeah? Watch this, said God as he dropped the hockey puck. Right? Oh, my goodness. Yes, we are lovely, polite, friendly, caring, give you the shirts off our backs types of folk. But we do have a point of no return. And when you hit that point of no return, we the warrior blood haze comes on, and we just don't stop until everything around us is toast. That's why we did so well in World Wars I and II. It's also why the Nuremberg suggestions happened. We may or may not have done some things that some other countries were disgusted by. Oops. So you don't piss us off is what I'm saying. And yeah, don't drop a hockey puck because it's on. OG is saying our government is so greedy that they don't want us to have two pennies to rub together, right? Well, and we can't even say, I want to hear your 2 cents. Give me your 2 cents worth. There's no such thing. Inflation is so much that there's one dude that I love to watch on YouTube. His name is Quick Dick McDick, MC, not MAC. So Quick Dick McDick. Yes, that's his name. You go find him. He's a farmer out in Saskatchewan. Now when he wants to give his opinion pieces, he's got to give you a toonie, because the loony is just doesn't pay for anything these days. So yeah, Quick Dick McDick, go check him out. If you've got kids, he does do some, not all of his videos are kid friendly, but he does have a series of YouTube videos for kids, showing them what it's like to be on a farm. Right now he's doing a series of life in the day of a cow. So he's following a brand new born calf through its life cycle. I think part 2 is up. Waiting on part 3 right now. But then, of course, it's his life cycle, so it's not like we're going to get them every week or every month. But yeah, if you want your kids to learn about farming, not just cattle, he grows crops too. Quick Dick McDick, a very nice guy. Very informative. Yes, the Vikings are our football team. There you go. I don't pay attention to football. No NFL at all. I hardly pay attention to the CFL, although from what I understand, the CFL is a better game. I don't know nothing. I'm talking out my ass. I'm just telling you what I've been told. Overall, the CFL is a better game to watch. Wild is a Red Wings fan. They are the GOAT, waiting for contrary opinions to flood in. No, they were the GOAT. They were. They kicked ass. They took names, and they made damn sure that no one would ever forget them. That and the octopus throwing, yeah. But no, they played mean hockey. They were an amazing team. They were to hockey in the 2000s as the Oilers were to hockey in the late 80s, early 90s. Sandy Swatch saying we got to take a day off of school when the Twins won in 87. Nice. And AP is saying, nah, the original 6 are my teams over all others, and Wings top of all of them. Norm was Turd Ferguson. That was the he was wearing the big ass, the foamy cowboy hat. That was the Turd Ferguson character, right? Norm always played Burt Reynolds. Yeah. Long, funny Norm jokes. Yes. Oh, thank you, SHC. I told you I would remember it when you reminded me of why. The moth and podiatrist joke. Yes. Now I'm putting it together. Holy Hannah, is that a long drawn out joke? And it's funny, and it's, wow. I can't believe I waited all this time for that punchline. Yes, that was a very good joke. Sandy Squatch. Yes, Kids in the Hall was pretty good. I loved Kids in the Hall. I actually got to see them perform live in the Queen Elizabeth Theater in Vancouver back in the day. It was awesome. My girlfriend and I went. We had the upstairs seats, so not the best of seats, but Dave came through and he did Mr. Heavyfoot, and he actually came up into the mezzanine and did Mr. Heavyfoot in front of us. So that was really cool. Even though we had, awful seats, we were still within a couple of feet of Dave. So, yay. Yes, True Romance was awesome. It was so awesome. When I got married, it was a beach wedding. It was teeny tiny, and it was on the beach. So walking down the aisle, I walked down to the aisle to that True Romance theme, its theme song. The nice do, the very calypso beachy sounding. Yeah. Great song. Really lovely song. So yeah, random fact. That's what I walked down the aisle to. Not that it did me any good because the marriage was kaput. What can you do? OG is asking if everybody's heard about Biden being diagnosed with prostate cancer. Turns out he can no longer be a pain in our ass. He became a pain in his own. But Turd Ferguson, yes. Maybe being up there on the tundra, bleak as it is, makes the soldiers all bored and war crimey. Well, maybe, but then, wouldn't the Scots have been, pretty icky war crimey too? Because they had some of the hardest, the best training grounds for, I think it was World War II. They had the best training grounds for spies, apparently, like really, really tough training in the mountains with the snow and shit like that. Just as another aside, turns out um, there's other people who really like training their soldiers in Canada. Turns out China's been training their soldiers here in Canada, or rather, we've been training Chinese soldiers here in Canada for years and years now. So who knew? That sounds like a great idea. Geneva Convention. Yes, it's all the fault of the Canadians. That's right. We're very nice people. Don't piss us off. We are also the ones that burned down your White House. Just saying, it was not the Brits. It was us Canucks that burned down that White House. We did it. We're proud of it. You deserved it. Wild Saffron. I've watched Quick Dick. He's sexy. He is sexy. He is for sure. He's a good-looking man, and it's all rock solid under there because he's a freaking farmer, man. Yes, he is very, very sexy. Quick Dick McDick is a good dude. He's a lot of fun. I agree with a lot of his political opinions. Not all of them. A lot of them, though. Yes, he has a very nice tractor. Very nice tractor. Not as cool a tractor as Nick Staro's. Nick Staro's tractor is awesome. It's very old-timey, and his license plate says fuck. So that's the cooler one, but he's got very, very nice tractors. Yes. Oh, JK Debug is saying that's a rabbit hole I've never been down. I guess I have some reading to do about the Geneva Convention being our fault. Yeah, that was definitely on us. Our bad. Oh, gee. Oh, come on now. Inflation is so bad. I saw a wishing well with the card reader and pin pad. Ba-dum-dum-ting. Nicely done. Hello, Bad Desert Love. How you doing? Is that a name his wife gave him? I don't know. Who are we talking about? Who? Turd Ferguson? Mr. Q is saying everything in Canada sucks, including your metric system. The only thing you have that's good is London resources and people. You take all of that back, my friend. Canada rocks. The country, like the land, the place itself is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's open. A lot of it is still untouched, pristine. A lot of it. You have to be tough. You have to be, a survivor to live out here. It's beautiful, but it's tough and rough. Our government sucks. Our government really, really sucks. The political and justice system in Canada has been so thoroughly polluted and rotted that we really do need to just scrap the whole thing and start from scratch. Not in a violent way, YouTube. Not in a totally non-violent way. We need to scrap the whole thing and start from scratch. But Canada itself does not suck. Not the people either. I do like the Celsius. The Celsius makes sense to me. I'm dyslexic and numbers like to dance on the page. They switch spots with each other, flip upside down, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of numbers. Celsius makes sense because 0 is 0. That is that moment between being water and being ice. So anything minus is going to be ice, is going to be colder. Anything plus, it's going to be water, is going to get hotter. That makes sense to me. I can picture it. I understand it. Your Fahrenheit, throw me for a loop. And it's all sorts of math that isn't easy for me to do. AP thinks he has some toonies someplace. I like that we've got actual real currency called loonies and toonies. A baby seal walks into a bar and the bartender says, "What'll you have?" That's it. That's all. Celebrity Jeopardy, Sean Connery was hilarious. Yeah, one of my favorite SNL characters. It was the Celebrity Jeopardy Sean Connery. Um, I really, really enjoyed that character. Mr. Q was talking about baseball again. 87 World Series was awesome. 91 was amazing. Love having that on DVD. Oh, cool. I always watched the game 6 Kirby Puckett walk-off home run. Oh, yeah. I remember mom hollering. My mom is a Toronto Blue Jays fan. She would call us from work and make sure that my brother or one of us remembered to press record on the VHS machine. Because we had to record the Blue Jays games for her. And it didn't matter if we had things that we wanted to watch. When the game was on and she wasn't at home, we couldn't use the TV because the VHS was recording the game for her for when she did come home. That was our job, and it was a pain in the arse. We'd have to come running home from wherever it was we were playing to make sure that we hit record on that thing so that mom could watch her game when she got home. And if we forgot, or if, the tape was janky or something because we re-recorded too many times, boy, oh boy, she'd rip our heads off. Oh, SH, I can't believe that. I guess I should try watching True Romance again. Didn't get it the first time, got bored and wandered off. Oh, I love it. It's my favorite modern day romance. It's awesome. It has all sorts of action to it. It's also one of my favorite Brad Pitt roles, which is funny because he says maybe 2 words, but the character that he plays, it's just so funny, it's so good. I love that movie. I really, really do. And the discussion about white guineas and black guineas. When they're Christopher Walken and I cannot for the Dennis Hoffman. No, shoot, I can't remember. Dennis something and Christopher Walken. The discussion that they have before one of them gets offed by the other one. I won't give you a spoiler, even though the movie is very, very old. I won't spoil it because SH hasn't seen it. Either which way, one of them ends up offing the other. But right before that, they have a wonderful discussion about the ethnic diversity of Italians from back in the day. Oh, gee, you smartass. I wouldn't want to piss off a country of gunless, empathetic people. You say that, and I hear the snark in it. I hear it. But you can push us too far, at which point we go ballistic. And then watch out. Mr. Q talking about us becoming a 51st state. I don't think so. I honestly, I would like to see first off, Alberta cannot say they're looking to separate. The separation word is not allowed to be used, apparently. That's for Quebec. Quebec wants to separate. So the political lingo now is independence. Alberta wants independence. So it's very interesting because as soon as they changed the word from separate to independent, all of a sudden Saskatchewan hopped on the bandwagon. Manitoba hopped on the bandwagon. Most of BC is on board. The only problem is the coast. And, if we hopped on and became independent, we could get rid of the CCP problem on the coast pretty darn quick, I'm sure. But yeah, I really, if we really have to do something major, I would like to see the Republic of Western Canada come into existence. And I honestly, if we've got Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and BC, more likely than not, the Yukon, Northwest Territories, none of it, they'll come along with us to the Republic of Western Canada. That is something I would like to see. I think that would would bode so well for Western Canada because we've never had any rights, we've never had any abilities to do anything. Um, I mean, our votes didn't even really count. They could figure out who had won the election before Western Canada's voting even closed down back in the day. It's yeah, we would do really well to become the Republic of Western Canada. Johnny's saying, "Hey, someone tell this McDick asshole to keep his hands off my digger." Yes, Bad Dazzer, quick dick McDick. Yes, yeah, he's a funny dude. He really is. I agree with the bulk of his political stances. That's how I discovered him in the first place. And it's nice to hear the perspective of an actual farmer who's having to exist underneath all the rules and legislations and shit that Canada has applied to farmers, making it very, very difficult. He's the one that made me understand just how damaging the carbon tax is, just how bad it is. I didn't realize that they were carbon taxing like everything. But he laid it all out, and yeah, it's scary. So Quick Dick McDick, he's a good Saskatchewan man, does some great videos, and if you want educational videos for the kids, he's got them too. Just make sure that they're labeled the ones for the kids. He's very careful about that. For only $674,000 Canadian, you can get a cabin on a 2-acre island 30 miles south of Kenora, Ontario. Oh, okay. That's not bad. I can one up you, although that's less than you'll pay for a home in most of Canada these days. That's a really, really good deal. We found one. What was it, Johnny? You're still here, obviously. How much was it? Was it like 20,000 for an island just off the coast of BC? It had 2 buildings, like a home and a guest home, already built on it. Already had its electrical grid set up, but that's about it. We were looking at that for like 20 grand, something like that, 20 grand Canadian, which is nothing American. But yeah, it would be kind of nice to just buy an island and 30 miles south of Kenora, Ontario. That'll be a Great Lake island. That would be nice because it's not on the fault. The problem with the one that I found is right on the Pacific Rim, the fault line, and that's going to go off fairly soon. So, but y'all weren't Canadians in 1812, still Brits at the oh, well, we were already not distancing ourselves. There was already at that point, we may not have been Canadians, like a country official, but there was already a difference between, the Brits that came over and the people who came to stay. Because a lot of the redcoats came over to work with the Hudson Bay Company and with the military, but a lot of the people who ended up actually staying and building Canada were, there were some Brits, obviously, but were people from all over the world, French and Irish and Scottish. We had Brits, but we had the Welsh as well. There was a lot of people from across the world coming to help us form Canada at that time, 1812. So I still think it was us Canucks that did the burning of the White House. Mr. Q, your argument does not make any sense. We Americans want the land and the people. We just got to teach you the difference between metric and standard because you should know both because I have to, but you shouldn't have to know both. You Americans are the only ones that have to make life difficult with the Fahrenheits and the miles and the stuff. You know, the bulk of the world works off of Celsius. The bulk of the world uses kilometers. It's you guys. So you should have to know both because you're the ones who insist on using the other one. It was our fault. Yeah. See? Yes. See, Canadians, don't piss us off. We threw food in cans to the Germans in the trench. This was for the Christmas ceasefire. Canadians threw tinned food over into the German trenches because they were starving. So we threw a bunch of tinned food into the trenches for the Germans. And then they'd come further up because they're hungry. They were starving. So they were coming to get the food. And then we'd follow that up with throwing a bunch of grenades and just kill them all. We bring them in with the food and then we kill them off with the grenades. It worked well. It won us a lot of ground. May not have been morally the best thing, the nicest thing to do, but it worked. Oh, JKD Buck, here we go. The baby seal says anything but a Canadian club on ice. Ba-dum-dum ching, right? Hello. Hello, my sweet thing. Hello. What time is it? It's not that time yet. Nope, it's not that time yet. You can just relax. Anything but a Canadian club on ice. Yes, we were also very well known for whacking the baby seals over the heads with clubs. Shuck it, Trebek. I can't do the lispy thing. Dennis Hopper. Okay. Dennis Hopper. Thank you, AP. It was Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper in that scene. And it was a really great scene. Really, really great. Watched the romantic action comedy last night with Nikki called Mr. Right. It was actually really good. Okay, Mr. Right. I don't know. Could you call? I don't know. No, I guess no, you can't. Never mind. I was going to say The Gentleman is kind of a romance, but not really. It was peripheral. Mr. Right. I'll have to put that on the list. SH says, I never got the attraction to Brad Pitt until I saw him as a dirty white trash in California. Yes. I really, 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 really liked him. Well, the first time that I ever really looked at him and went, oh, sexy, was when he was in Thelma and Louise. And he's looking at what's his face, who was playing her husband. And he says, I liked your wife, as he's like, mimicking the sex act, and he pissed off her husband so bad. I loved that. That was the first time I looked at him and thought, oh my gosh, yes, okay, he is sexy. But he was very sexy in California. Yes, for sure. That being said, because I know you're listening, Brad Pitt too is too pretty. He's too pretty for me. I couldn't be with someone like that because he's too pretty. You can't be too pretty. The M1 Garand was invented in British North America or Canada, right? Yeah, okay, so SH has seen ads for it. Canada is ruled by King Chuckle. You are not free until you separate from the crown. Hell yeah. The Queen was my queen. I loved Queen Elizabeth. I was proud to be one of her people. Really awesome. King Charles, however, he's not my king. He'll only ever be Prince Charles to me. I don't recognize him and his sovereignty. Yeah, no thanks. Most of votes in elections are fixed. No fucks given. You're right. You're very right. Especially nowadays, it's so easy to do. Why wouldn't you fix your election, right? Pierre Trudeau didn't care about Alberta until he figured he could take their oil profits and give them to French Canadians. Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't just Pierre Trudeau, but yeah, Pierre was a dick. There's a very famous photo, Pierre Trudeau, so Trudeau Senior. He was traveling across country doing meetings and whatnot by train, and there was a whole bunch of reporters standing so that they could catch a picture of him as he's traveling through Alberta, and he knew they were all there. So what Pierre Trudeau did was he gave all of Alberta the finger. So the train was going past, and he's doing this in the picture, and all the journalists are snapping pics, and all they all get is him giving the finger to Alberta. And that pretty much tells you exactly how he felt about Alberta in particular and the West in general. Yeah. He also, Pierre Trudeau, it's his fault that the World Banking System owns us. He sold our Federal Reserve to the World Banking System. So, woohoo. Thanks, guy. Johnny jealous of Quick Dick. Right? AP is saying, but it's Ontario. Okay, I hear what you're saying. And I've heard I've heard the stories about Ontario, but you know what? I think Ontario is only the way it is because they've never been treated fairly. They've always been treated poorly. They've been treated an awful lot like us in the West, Alberta, BC, how we've been treated. And I think if we could make the Republic of Western Canada and Ontario or Manitoba was to join us, I think we could make Manitoba great. I really do. I think we could finally get that town drinking water. I think we could do it. I really do. I think we could see Manitoba flourish if we just took them with us into the Republic of Western Canada. I think. Be well, OG. You got to bounce. You be good. We'll see you soon. Canadians using solar power. The sun doesn't shine up there. Well, it does a little bit. I live in BC, though. We're hydropower. We've got so much hydroelectricity. We don't know what to do with it all. That being said, we still buy 20% or 30% of our electricity from the States for some reason. We make more than enough to sell to all sorts of other people around the world, but we still end up buying some of it from you guys. I don't know why our province is like that, but it is. It's a nice house, 2 bathrooms, deck as big as on SH's old house, new septic and plumbing. Really, all of that for the island. That's not bad. Like I said, most like small homes in BC are upwards of $1 million. My dad made bank because he bought our 3-bedroom townhome back in '97. He and mom bought it for like $275, something like that. Under 3, for sure, under 3. And they sold it just a while back now. They sold it for much, much more. They sold it for just over $1 million, I think. So woohoo. Mind you, the bulk of that money went right back out the window because, of course, they had to buy a new home after selling their old home. And the new home, even though it's much smaller, is still huge amounts of money because the realty out here is through the roof expensive, stupid expensive. The Maple Slurpers did burn down the White House, but it didn't matter. Nobody cared. At the conclusion of the Civil War, the federal government began swelling up like a tick. There you go. Hello, D. What? How you doing? People all over the world use both metric and standard fasteners. Fair enough. Okay. Fine. Our way is easy because that's what I was taught. They weigh people in pounds and stones, so that's stupid. You know what? You're right. I don't understand stones. But then England, a lot of stuff is measured by the weight of something else. They measure in stones. Apparently, shoe size was originally measured off the size of a barley corn. I just learned that today. Yeah, they do a lot of that stuff. Like I said, I learned a baking trick from your pinky to the tip of your thumb is roughly 9 inches. So I know where my what size baking pan I'm grabbing. But that's an English baking trick. Canadians have minerals, gems, and oil. We should enslave them and make them mine and drill for us, says JKD Buck's boss at work. Right? Or we should do that for ourselves. Right? We don't need to enslave ourselves. We're all already here and we're all already enslaved. We just got to make it work for us. We need to build refineries so we can refine our own oil. That would be lovely. That would help so much. Who made it to the moon first? The aliens did, Mr. Q. D what saying? I almost caught that argument. And JKD Buck saying the Autobots were the first ones to the moon. Okay, you might be right there. Although technically, wouldn't the Autobots be alien? I think we're both right. Bad Desert says, I still use both. I think they only use kilometers per hour because it sounds faster. Yeah. I like I said, I only know that what is it? 50 kilometers is actually 30. Yes, is only 30 miles. Yes, I've got that the right way. I had to think that through again. But yeah, so miles sound slower, feels slower. Bring them in with the food, kill them with grenades. It's called killing them with kindness. Exactly, Johnny. You get us. See, you understand us Canucks. Cars, not cares. Okay, I got you, AP. Cars all over the world use both metric and standard fasteners. Gotcha. Digger has a seal Billy hanging on the wall. Don't let her lie and say she doesn't. What if Sesame Street had Elmo and Louise? Ooh, Elmo and Louise. That would have been a whole different TV series. Interesting. Mr. Right was a really good movie. Okay, I'll have to check that one out for sure. JKD Books says, my queen had Freddie Mercury and Brian May. Ah, yes, that's the other queen. Even the Brits don't listen to big airs, right? Well, I mean, there's a photo of Rothschild Sr. poking him in the chest, for Pete's sakes. We know who pulls his strings. Why would we listen to him? Was the middle finger to the white race. EO 14188. I don't know what EO 14188 was, but it was the middle finger to the white race. Okay. I don't know. AP works in metric. Mr. Q says a stone is 20 pounds. There you go. SH is saying, I thought it was 14. Dazzer's coming in. He actually is a Brit, so he knows best. And he says a stone is 14 pounds. There you go. And JKD Buck, don't you tell anyone. He's telling the secrets. He knows all about Operation Maple Tsunami, the insidious plan whereby Canada attacks the U.S. Yes, and we've already enacted the first part A of the plan. All of our Canadian geese, the reason that they're not allowed to be shot, they're not actually endangered. As you can probably tell, they're all over the freaking place. But they are our spy machines. They were our spy drones before spy drones existed. And that was just the first start of the first step in the plan, the Operation Maple Tsunami. So it's been going for a good long time now, but I'm, you know, we're about to come to the pinnacle of it. We'll see what happens. Either we win and you all say a boot, or you win and we're the 51st state. It's coming to a head. Mr. Q is saying, but you can't make fractions out of millimeters. The only time the metric system comes in good is when you're measuring your penis. So you can say it's 685 millimeters instead of 6 inches. There you go. D what saying, I'm already bad at math. Imagine speaking Canadian. Papa was a rolling stone. Did he weigh 14 pounds? He might have. Oh, D what? Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp in their prime? Who would I rather? Johnny Depp, hands down, every single time. Brad Pitt is too pretty. Johnny Depp is hot as fuck. That's the difference. Johnny, that's the difference. Brad Pitt, too pretty. Johnny Depp, handsome as fuck. Because he's got little flaws that make him, different, special, sexy. That being said, Johnny Depp has got the worst teeth ever. My goodness. Apparently his breath is awful. They're black and rotting. Yeah. So that's a bit of a... Billy Wingnut is part of the WF. Yeah. Part A. I know. I say A. I write A in my letters, in my chats. Mr. Q says, we have Operation Canadian Bacon. Uh-oh. And AP is saying, we hunt Canadian geese all the time in a bunch of states. Oh, yeah? Which states? List them off, please. I think Johnny would like to go hunting. He's got a special hate on for the Canadian geese. Most Americans use millimeters. Well, they do in schools. 9 millimeters. JKD Buck, I would never shit on anyone's bed. That's just gross. I don't care how bad his breath is, how rotten his teeth are. I wouldn't shit on someone's bed. I mean, if I was totally ill and it happened by accident, I would clean it all up and be embarrassed as fuck. But no, I wouldn't shit on a bed. And I most definitely wouldn't shit red wine shits all over someone's bed. That's just rude. Okay. In Minnesota, everywhere we can go Canadian geese hunting. Interesting. My dad's done it several times. Okay. You listening, Johnny? You should be able to go Canada geese hunting. Yeah, I know Amber shat on his bed, and it was like, yeah, it was red wine shit too. It looked like a bit of a murder had gone on. Anger turd. Right? Anger turd. I love it. Metric for trouser snake measurements is how the medical community measures. 18 centimeters is a lot better than 7.5 inches. There you go. There you go. You're right. And you can actually hunt Canadian geese in Canada. It's a thing. Really? Oh, I remember they were like persona non grata. We've got the beach in town here. There's a dude that gets paid because all the Richie Rich built their beautiful, luxurious homes right at lakefront, beachfront, right? But the geese have been coming to the beach for a lot longer than their homes has been there. So there's a dude now that gets paid to go out in the spring and summer and shoot his gun off into the air and scare the Canadian geese off every morning at dawn. So, so that the Richie Rich don't have to put up with all the goose poop on their expensive luxury homes and vehicles. But he's not allowed to kill them. He has to shoot up in the air. It's a scaring tactic. It's not a killing thing. I have pictures of family members in Canada holding Canadian geese that have been shot. So I hope that it's not illegal, and I'm pretty sure they bought licenses. Well, there you go. Back in the day, Canadian geese were good eats. They were really good eating. They're huge. They'll feed a family really well. Um, so yeah, but at one point we did hunt and kill and eat them. But I just remember at some point they were declared endangered species, so now you couldn't do anything to any of them. Oh, I see. AP is saying geese used to be endangered. Now they're rats with wings. There you go. KFC and CFG. Canadian fried goose. Yeah. That's where I am, not north of Mr. Q. It's Saskatchewan, and I'm pretty sure most of Alberta have legal Canadian geese hunting. Okay, interesting. Well, maybe it's still illegal here in BC because we're stupid socialists. Maybe. And AP is saying they are still good eating. Yeah, they're large. They'll feed a family quite well. Bigger than the wild turkeys, and the wild turkeys get pretty darn big. Geese are a lot like duck. You have to cook it right for it to be good. You have to know what you're doing. Okay, yeah, it's the only time I've ever had duck. I did not like it. It was so greasy. It was just gross. Not my thing at all. But I love chicken and turkey. So I don't know if geese would be greasy. They'd probably eat a lot of fish too, so I guess they would be. And that's the thing too. I'm allergic to fish. Would eating something that eats only fish make me sick? I don't know. Deep thoughts by Digger. Depending on the turkey subspecies. Oh, there you go. Okay. So maybe there's wild turkeys that are bigger than the Canadian geese. I just assumed they were. I've never seen a wild turkey bigger than a Canadian goose. Oh, hello, my sweet girl. Hey, you are my sweetest thing. They eat grass too. Yeah, I know. They shit all over the place. I know, sweetness. Yes. Aw. Yeah, I like turkey anything. I'm a sucker for turkey. Aw, Misty Gray, Yudi Man, and Yingy Yangy say hi. Cats are happy. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, my girls are pretty happy. You can't see Boo, but she's asleep in her box right here. And Sweets has just been a super suck all day. I don't know why, but she's just been super sucky. And I will absorb it. I will take it. I don't mind. And I've got the cat TV open. The sun is finally coming out. You can't really decide. It still looks gray and scary over that way, dark and gross that way. But it is hot. I had to turn the fans on. I am glad I didn't actually hook the air conditioner up though, because I would have regretted it. Waking up this morning, everything would have been extra damp. As the resident duck, you really need to know how to cook them. I don't like that greasy stuff. Okay, as the resident duck, or as the resident cook, or as the resident cook of duck. Yeah, I've only tried it the one time. The friend of mine, they were making it for a holiday meal. And it was just so greasy. It was just not, I couldn't do it. So maybe if you can cook it in a way so that it's not as greasy, maybe I would do better with it. But I just remember it grossing me right out. AP has been buzzed by a turkey flying down from its roost like a 747 landing. Yeah. They make a frig ton of noise. I've been right underneath the Canadian geese as they're all coming in to land. They really, really like the empty fields by my mom's old place. So yeah, there was always a ton of them, and they shit all over everything. Thankfully, it's good fertilizer. Our soil here is basically clay and ginormous boulders. That's it. So we need the goose shit. So apparently, duck, if you cook it right, is awesome. If you cook it wrong, it's gross as all hell, and you need to use wine when you make it. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Hi. What are you saying? Such a hard knock life. If reincarnation is a thing, if we have to come back as something else and do life all over again, I really hope to come back as a cat, um, with an owner like just like me, because I know some cats have some pretty hard lives. But I'd like to come back as a cat that's just so thoroughly pampered as my cats are. They've got me wrapped around their little finger, I have to say. Ooh, AP. 20-pound giant blackbirds here in Minnesota. I've read of blackbirds like that size, but never seen anything like that. Oh no, Miss JKD Buck just turned on SkyMed again. Oh, I'm sorry, JKD Buck. It's kind of like beer can chicken, only you just keep basting it instead of sticking a can up its ass. Okay, interesting. JKD Buck says his brother-in-law hunts duck and makes it pretty good. He's a great cook. So I guess, yeah, I guess it is in the way that you're preparing it. The person who was preparing it the one time that I ate it was my buddy. It was family. It was around Christmas time. I know we were off for Christmas vacation because we were all still in school. But his dad was a single dad with like 4 or 5 boys, raising 4 or 5 boys. So it was my buddy was the one who was cooking the duck that I tried, and it was awful. So maybe it was awful because he didn't know what he was doing because he was still a teenager. Wild is saying, I'm off for movie time. Hubby came home with 3 stitches in his finger. Oh no. So I'm giving him his painkillers. Take care, everyone. You take care too, Wild. I'm sorry that he came home wounded. But you guys enjoy your movies. Yeah, I know. I love my girls. I absolutely adore my girls. And I am so wrapped around their little finger. They run the house. I just live here. JKD Buck, say beer can with a British accent. Congratulations. You said beer can with the Jamaican accent. I can't do accents to save my soul. I can't. They don't work. Not a blackbird, it's a raven. Well, I thought there was a difference between a blackbird and a raven. I thought there was an actual like a DNA difference between the two. Because there's a difference between a raven and a crow, and I thought a blackbird was different from a raven as well. Not certain though. Those are the wild turkeys here. Huge blackbirds. Oh, I see. Okay. 20-pound blackbirds. They're not blackbirds like blackbirds. You're talking about the wild turkeys. Huge blackbirds. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Bacon with a Jamaican accent. I'm not even trying. I can't do it. Okay, SH is agreeing with me. Blackbird, raven, and crows are all different. And that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah. Um yeah, I remember we used to go down to the States before we required a passport to enter the States as Canadians. My dad, one year, he was picking me up from private school. I lived in a foster family and went to private school in Chilliwack for a few years. And my dad was picking me up from my foster family home um, after school had finished. And he took me, we went on a car ride. We crossed into the States. I'm not sure. I think it was Seattle that we went to. We ended up doing dinner in a really cool restaurant. And then we went and saw a show. It was a Christian dude reading his famous Christian play, one man monologue thing. I can't remember. I remember that it was very entertaining, and Dad actually bought the cassette tape. That's how far back this was, of the presentation of the show, so that I could play it again later. But we did all that, and then on our way back, just before we crossed back into Canada, we bought ourselves a turkey because we could get one like 2 or 3 times as big as the one we could get in Canada for like a half the price of the small one in Canada. So yeah, it was a really cool. That's one of my favorite memories, or one of many great memories with my dad, was going all the way to the States just to get a cheaper turkey, and then we ended up making a whole event of it. What if it's an emo turkey? Ooh, or a goth turkey. Well, if it's a goth turkey, you've got to be really careful. There'll be a lot of metal studs all over in places you didn't think you would ever find them. So go over it with the metal detector first. Okay. There is, depending on the area, ravens here in Michigan are assholes with the violet sheen on their plumage. Highly intelligent birds. There you go. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of ravens in the Okanagan, but you see them a lot on the coast. Or maybe we do in the Okanagan. I just don't see them. I see the hawks and the eagles regular here. But yeah, you'd see ravens quite a bit on the coast. We used to get paid 50 cents per crow by the township. Oh, well, that's cool. So you can hone your shooting skills as the same time as you're wiping out a menace for the city, and you're making money off it. Right on. That's awesome. Yeah, I've never hunted anything. I've studied enough to think I could probably trap food if I needed to. Like if the shit hit the fan and I had to live off of whatever I could catch and kill. But I'd probably be eating an awful lot of birds, to be honest. Uh, there are ghetto deer here, so I could probably catch me a deer if I needed to. But I can't eat the fish that are in the creek river thing. I can't eat them. I'm allergic. So yeah, I'll be doing an awful lot of bird hunting. $1 per gopher. Holy Hannah. You used to get paid, and if you could make a fair chunk of money just taking out annoying pests, eh? Mr. Q saying I made enough money trapping and turning stuff into the township when I was a kid to get a Super Nintendo. Oh, cool. Oh, very cool. Yes, Steve, what? I said it. Ghetto deer. I live in the ghetto, and we've got deer that come through here. We've got there's a buck. He was a what is it? Is it star? He was a, or whatever, however you count the protrusions from the antlers, right? So he had 2 on either side. So that's either a 2 or a 4-star buck. He's been coming here since he was a wee one. And yeah, the ladies come through, especially in the wintertime, the ladies come through with their with the babies, the yearlings, keeping them fed. 4-point. Thank you. Not star, it's 4-point. So it's a 4-point buck. Thank you. Yes. So we've been watching him come in since he was like baby. It's really cool. But we're so close to the outskirts of town, and it's literally there's nothing out here. So we get a lot of wildlife that comes through here. Not so much bears. There really aren't a whole lot of bears um, in city environs. Like they figured out this town has been here forever. So the bears, you'll see them once you start heading out of town. But they don't come into town, which is probably another reason why we have the ghetto deer, because they know it's safe to come into town. They won't be getting charged by bears. The only way I've really liked venison is as summer sausage, but it's not bad stuff generally. I've never had yeah, I haven't had it necessarily as summer sausage. I really, really love moose. We used to get moose meat all the time. My mom's best friend's husband was a hunter, but they always got more meat than their family alone could eat. So we get it, and I love moose meat. Tastes really, really good. Not at all gamey. Very tasty. Not too fatty or anything. If it's a 4-point buck, can't be more than 3 years old. That's about right. Yeah, because it was a 4-point when we saw it last year. So that's about right. Yeah, it's funny watching him watching him walk through with their great racks, trying to squeeze through tiny places like this guy. He came through these areas as a baby, and he's still trying to come through these areas. But last year he was starting to have a little bit of trouble squeaking through the one section here because his rack's getting bigger and it's a small little area. AB saying still tastes great, ghetto or not. Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll taste just as good because they're still eating the same stuff. In fact, they're eating off of all the orchards that are around here, so they probably taste especially good. Moose is awesome meat, but it all depends on what the animal eats, depending on how it tastes, if they're swamp growing or if they're field growing. Okay, I see. A moose is 1,300 plus pounds of meat. Yeah, I know. There's an awful lot of meat, which is why we ended up taking a bunch of moose meat off their hands. And I loved it. It was really tasty. I loved moose burgers and stuff. Really tasty. I haven't had bear. We've got like cougars and bears and wolves and stuff around here. Like I said, once you get out of town. I've never eaten bear. Apparently, from what I understand, bear is going to be more of a greasy meat, like a duck. I might be wrong, but that's what I've been led to believe. Mr. Q is saying, as a guy who grew up growing cattle, I can tell you the difference between grass fed and silage fed. And silage fed is better, and swamp grass fed tastes terrible. Gotcha. Silage, that's the different types of grass and grains, right? It's that mixture of, I think. AP, now I want venison stir fry. I know, I'm thinking. I've got steaks frozen. I may have to pull them out so I can have some steaks for dinner tomorrow. I just might have to do that. It's just regular beef steaks and nothing fancy like moose or anything, but it'll do in a pinch. I don't have any venison. Oh, and Mr. Q is saying beer meat is fatty. It's great. Oh, okay. I thought it was supposed to be greasy, not fatty. Interesting. I've never tried bear meat. I never had the option, the chance to. So that'd be interesting. And SH has said have never had moose, but has had bear and venison chili. Wasn't bad, but I don't remember it being amazing. Just good. There you go. Bear fat fried is awesome, 100%, says Mr. Q. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I've never had a chance to try bear. I've had venison, very tasty. I preferred the moose. That was just me. But yeah, more likely than not, if the shit hits the fan, I'm going to be living off of ghetto deer and Canadian geese. That'll be my my main staples, I think, and whatever I can grow because I can grow a fair amount. That's the nice thing about the Okanagan Valley. We can grow everything. It's beautiful. It's ideal growing for grapes. So there's lots of vineyards out here. We've got all sorts of orchards, cherries and apples and you name it, peaches and pears. We can grow anything out here. It's just beautiful. So we're very, very lucky. AP is saying bear, depending on what it's been gorging on, can taste like berries. Its fat will take on the color of the berries. Oh, cool. Interesting. It'll taste like berries too. That's very neat. Now I want to try bear. I've had venison, so you're not making me want to have any venison. But yeah, I'd like to try bear sometime. That'd be interesting. Hello, poopers. Hello. Hi. Well, anyways, we're at 5:57. You are what you eat. That's true. That's true. Then I'm gonna taste like coffee. Because that's the thing I ingest most of is coffee. So I'll be tasting like coffee if anyone wants to eat me. Or when the time comes and I die and the cats have to live off of me, because they're indoor only. I figure I'll last long enough for someone to realize I'm missing and come and save them. It's so good. You just got to cook it to the proper temp. You don't want trichinosis. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with everything. You just need to make sure you're cooking it enough. But yeah, we've been going for 2 hours. So I'm going to call it. It's been a lovely Thursday hanging out with you guys. I really enjoy doing this. I don't know if I say it often enough, but I really like hanging out with you guys and shooting the shit. I love chatting with friends. That's a blast, but I really look forward to doing this as well. I never know what we're going to talk about. It's always something different. And yeah, I look forward to these days. So really glad you're here to enjoy it with me. AP is talking about bacon wrapped bear roast, which sounds phenomenal. So I'm going to go and drool a little bit in private before I eat a bowl of cereal for dinner. So I hate to love you and leave you. I'll see you guys again. I'll be here on Monday morning, or I'll be with Johnny Monday morning. I'll be here Monday afternoon. So yeah, bye.
Topics change from day to day. Science, art, or history's play. No path to choice, no trail too thin. She dives right in where to begin. Nothing's too obscure. She'll dig and dig a spirit so pure. From ancient lore to future dreams, every question finds its gleam. Wherever she goes, answers will follow. Into the depths or up high in the hollow. Curiosity calls. She's ready to find solutions to everything on her mind.